Melvin, and I'm going to talk to you tonight about some communication challenges at my new job that I just acquired a couple of months ago. So, what I want to explain is why communication in the workplace is critically relevant as a leader in order not to lose credibility with the team that you're leading as a leader. So, the first thing I talk about is the organizational vision. I think is important. Where I work now, I'm realizing that has not been communicated across to all of the team members, all the stakeholders. So it's difficult for the team if you don't know where we're going. Everyone's kind of going in their own different direction. So lack of creativity. You know, when you, as a leader, if you're not kind of creative in the way that you disseminate the information, because everyone doesn't learn the same, listen the same, receive information the same way. So that's one thing that kind of stands out to me. Understanding that all employees have different backgrounds, and it kind of ties into number one a little bit, but I think as a leader, once you understand that, you can effectively communicate to the person you're trying to lead to get the best results that you're trying to get. And then articulating the standards. I think that's extremely important for team members to understand exactly what we're doing here, and then once you communicate that to them, have them repeat that back to you to make sure we're on the same page and we're in the same alignment. What we're trying to do here. Written communication. One thing that I've noticed is technology failures, as we all know of them now. Not so much as the text messaging, but emails. If your server goes down, you don't receive emails. So if the supervisor sends out a communication, most team members don't receive it because no one thinks, oh, the server was down, for a couple of hours, so there's always a challenge with something like that. Another thing I've noticed is misinterpretation of communication. You, as the leader, have set out one thing, but the person that's receiving the information took it a whole different way. So someone said earlier, it kind of goes back to your conversation on get up out of your office, walk down, and have that face-to-face conversation. Because like you said, Jennifer said with body language and your facial expression, all that good stuff, you can kind of gauge if they understand or they don't, or they're kind of confused, and that gives you an opportunity to kind of elaborate on whatever it is from that point. Third thing is unfriendly software updates. I work in the school system. For years, you can probably be a witness to this, we've used a lot of DOS-based systems, and anyone that's used DOS knows that those systems are terrible. But moving up a little bit to more of the integrated technology with internet and that type of stuff, it seems like every time a new update comes out, it's even harder to learn the update than the previous system that you had, and most of the time you don't have training. You'll come into work the next day and the software is updated. If there's not clear communication in that creates chaos in our particular work environment because you have people that can't effectively do their jobs. I work in the finance budgeting area and we're responsible for payroll. So if we have a software update to the payroll system and the clerk doesn't know how to do it, just imagine the issues that we create in the chaos for something as simple as that. I think as a leader, roles and responsibilities are important. When you're coming in and you're assessing the situation, understanding job descriptions and position alignment, making sure that all the positions in our organization are appropriately aligned. That has not happened in the past, so that's a challenge for us, is try to get some level of alignment so we can all get back to the overall vision of where we're trying to move the train to. When people are kind of all over the place, doing their own thing, coming and going as they want, it's very challenging. The communication in situations like that is terrible because the right hand doesn't necessarily know what the left hand is. Cross-training for key staff members is vitally important, I think, in our organization. That's another challenge we're facing is you have key people, and if someone's out, that particular primary function cannot get accomplished. And I'll go back to the payroll. If the payroll lady's not there, no one gets paid. So it's very important, I think, for us to make sure that we do a cross-training so someone can pick those responsibilities up in a person's absence. Timeliness, expectations, and productivity, I think is important. If my boss sends out a communication that these things need to be executed by this timeline, it's for a reason, there's a purpose, so I think our team needs to understand that is vitally important. If he says, we need this by the 10th of December, we need it by the 10th of December, not January 10th. So that's kind of been challenging for us where I work. According to AmericanExpress.com, there were 3 types of communication challenges: radio silence, constant pings, and disconnect. Radio silence, too little communication that causes anxiety. So sometimes, if you're a person that's leading people, making sure that you're not snappy when you go in and deliver whatever verbal communication you do to the team, because that can cause anxiety. Constant pings, too much communication that leads to an annoyance. And who wants to be annoyed by their boss or their superior officer? And then the disconnect, miscommunication that creates frustration. That is just terrible all the way around, in my opinion. So it's important to make sure that we address those things and not have a lot of those issues to clear up the communication challenges, which at the end of the day creates better productivity for the organization. In conclusion, it's critical that an executive leader, In conclusion, it's critical that executives in leadership roles are creative in articulating the overall vision and supporting clear in communication that ensures to all team members where they understand the overall vision and the end goal of where we're trying to go. So I think that's vitally important. And that is my presentation.